Welcome to the Sequoyah football pregame show. My name is Britton Ross. I'm joined with head coach Rob Gilbreth. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk really quickly about last week, 46-6 against Dinola. I guess just in your words, what went wrong?
Well, we gave up too many big plays in the passing game mainly, and they had a couple of long runs too, and we didn't. We couldn't sustain drives, and we'd make a couple of first downs in a row, and then have a bad play. Somebody wouldn't block right, or we'd miss a block, or we'd stumble or drop the ball or whatever. So it was ugly on both sides of the ball for us.
And
they got a good team too. Don't get me wrong; they're really good.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you have a long history with Coach Thomas.
Yeah,
I
do.
What did he tell you after the game?
Oh, just to keep my head up, and I wished him luck in the playoffs, and told him if he needs anything, let me know. And so, I think they got a really good team.
And this week is the fall break game. So, what does practice look like this week with the game being on Thursday?
Well, we changed our times up a little bit. We're practicing at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, and then also 11 o'clock on Thursday. That way we don't miss a practice. So we're doing our pregame walkthrough Thursday right after pregame breakfast. So it gives the kids a little more time off in the evening, and so hopefully pay off.
That's actually really interesting. I didn't know that. So whenever I was in high school, we still did. I think we did a Sunday practice instead of Monday, and then our walkthrough was Wednesday. But so we had all day Wednesday or all day Thursday, and we were all just goofing around, and so we were never actually like mentally prepared. I'm pretty sure in my time in high school, we lost every fall break game. So how do you expect that to kind of, having the walk through the morning of, how do you expect that to help you guys?
I think that's the main reason why we do our pregame meal that morning, to get them out of bed so they're not sleeping, till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, staying up all night. And then we miss a day of practice. You said you did it on Monday or at Sunday. I've done that in the past too, but anyway, we're just going to come right after breakfast and do a little pregame walkthrough and make sure that we're sharp and keeping it on their mind and making sure that they're mentally focused.
So after, what does it look like after the walkthrough? Do they get to go back home? Do they get some time off?
Yeah, they'll have a couple hours off, probably 4 or 5 hours off before they have to come back up for the ball game.
And then, do you have any fall break plans? Getting some extra time off?
Probably. I may do something on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. No, I don't have any plans.
I don't really have any plans. Sleep in mostly.
I don't do much sleeping, so no, that wouldn't be a break for me.
When we come back, running back and corner Bryson Nichols will join us in the studio.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Welcome back to the show. I'm now joined with running back and cornerback Bryson Nichols. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Really quickly, we're going to touch on last week, just from your perspective. I mean, you did have 50 rushing yards. How did the game go for you?
I mean, yeah, it went good for me, but I was expecting definitely more out of me because these last couple weeks I haven't been playing that good. So I definitely need to step it up.
How can you explain that a little bit more? How have you not been playing well?
I don't know. From last year, as y'all said, a lot of cleanup duty, right? And I don't know. I just feel like my experience isn't there yet, and I'm new to varsity, so it's just definitely one of those things where I just need to get used to it.
How has the transition been from coming in garbage time versus now being kind of RB1? How has that transition been for you?
It's been good. I've scored 2 touchdowns already. It's just not what I've wanted yet, so I just need to get to where I want to get, and then I'll be good.
Well, I was going to ask this later. It was going to be my last question, but it kind of works with the subject. You're the leading rusher on this team. And I mean, as only a sophomore, I mean, how much more can you grow?
I think I have a lot of room to grow, and honestly, I need to stop playing with fear and just do what I can do.
So, looking ahead this week against Cleveland, it's a Thursday game. It's the fall break game. And then also after the loss to Inola, how has practice been this week?
Practice this week has been pretty good. Just more of a walk through things because they have a lot of sets. So we're just taking time and picking out the key ones that we need to focus on.
With the game being on Thursday, does that make it more challenging because you don't have quite as much time?
Yeah, it does. But honestly, I think if we work hard this week, I think we'll be just fine.
And Cleveland does have a freshman quarterback. And I was going through, I mean, Inola had a freshman quarterback. Cleveland had a freshman quarterback. And I think, did Veneta have a freshman quarterback?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. I can't remember. But there's been multiple games now where it's been freshman quarterbacks. Yeah. But they do run a lot of, it looks like RPOs.
Yeah.
As a corner, how does that work for you? How difficult is it to defend an RPO?
It's pretty difficult because I don't know when the ball's coming to my side. I just got to keep my eyes right and just watch the ball and see the ball.
And then they did throw their freshman quarterback, who his name slips my mind. It is early this morning. He threw a pick six last week against Verdigris. So we've seen a few different times where he's made some mistakes this year. Are you trying to get your first career interception this week?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I thought I was going to get it last year because their quarterback from Inola will throw the ball up anytime he wants to. So he just didn't throw it to my side last week. But, yeah.
Well, good luck this Thursday.
Thank you.
Whenever we return, Coach Gilbreth will return in studio, and we're going to talk everything about the Cleveland Tigers.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
Welcome back to the show. I'm rejoined with head coach Rob Gilbreth, and we're going to talk everything about the Cleveland Tigers. We'll start off with the Cleveland offense. It looks like they want to throw the ball, but to be honest, it doesn't look like they're very good at it. I don't know if that's just because I feel like this is like the fourth or fifth team that you guys have played with a freshman quarterback, but I don't know what's not clicking for them.
Well, they are about 50-50 run pass, which is in high school, that's pretty much a passing team. Mm-hmm. Most of the teams we face are 70-30 run to pass. So, yes, they do want to throw the ball. They're going to get in. I counted in 2 games 21 different sets, formations, to try to trick you and to get somebody open and to try to gain an advantage on you. So we really had to work a lot this week on just lining up to their different sets. They still do the same plays out of it, but they're just trying to get that advantage on getting a guy open.
So how much of an advantage is it to have all those different sets? I mean, it's the same plays, but it's still, they haven't really, outside of a 62-0 win against Blackwell, they haven't really scored any points this year. I think they're averaging, if you take away that first game, they average like 6 points a game.
Well, they're kind of like us. They got a lot of youth on the field. You mentioned the freshman quarterback. Their best receiver is also a freshman. The thing about them is they're really good athletes. They're just not surrounded by a lot of other talent. In my opinion, they're not great up front, so that kind of adds a little flavor to you. You saw what happens to us Friday night when we tried to throw the ball against a better defensive line. It was snap smash, and we were running for our life, and poor Jake took a beating. And nothing against our offensive lineman. That's how good Inola's defensive line is. So that's kind of the same boat they're in. That quarterback a lot of time is running for their life, and he's just trying to make plays. So,
moving on to the Tiger defense, what have you seen from them so far?
Well, they have 2 guys. They like to blitz off the edge almost every down, number 25 and number 12. And we're having to kind of design our whole scheme around what we want to run to them, what we want to run away from them, how we're going to do that, how we're going to get them out of it, how we're going to pass pro with those two guys blitzing off the edge. And so it's been a challenge this weekend and this week getting that done.
And then, so last year, me and Dakota, we excuse me, we had said on the broadcast last year, it looked like they didn't play with. We said they didn't play with great effort, but I think looking back at it, I think they just weren't confident in what they were doing. Have you seen any of that? Because it's really hard to explain. Of like, it looks like they. I mean, I don't really even know how to explain it, but like, there were times where the receivers are just kind of out there looking around, like they weren't sure of what they were supposed to be doing.
Well, I don't know about lack of confidence or what I've noticed is they've got two really good athletes in the receiver crew, and that's who they're mainly trying to get the ball to, number 9 and number 4. The other guys are kind of like what you said, maybe a little lost, maybe they're confused with all the different sets and what they're supposed to do out of it. I'm not sure on that, but I know 9 and 4 can catch it and go. And number 9, like I said earlier, he's a freshman. He's a big kid, and he possesses the ability to go over you and catch the ball even on a bad thrown ball. So that's what we really got to concentrate on, is eliminating the big plays in the passing game this week, mainly to 9 and 4.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and good luck on Thursday.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Stick around because the Eagles and Tigers will kick off in just a few minutes.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Eagles fans, if you or someone you know has a business and want to advertise on our Sequoyah Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed and go Eagles. Eagle fans, our BSN Sports website is now live. Visit sideline.bsnsports.com and search for Sequoyah. Here you can shop for all the latest styles and also sort by brand and see what's trending in each category, and even customize your own apparel. Shop your favorite Eagles gear on the BSN Sports website now. Go Eagles.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It is redemption time for the Eagles, having lost 2 straight district games and still fighting for pride, winless at home this season. It's the Sequoyah Eagles and the Cleveland Tigers here on Sequoyah Athletics TV. The Tigers coming into the season 1-5 on the year, but have lost 5 straight games after blowing out Blackwell 62-0 back in 0 week, and the Eagles 2-4 on the year, having lost 2 straight district games to Jay and Inola. Welcome into the booth here at the Pope Athletic Complex. I am Britton Ross with my partner, as always, Dakota Jackson. Now, going back to last week, a 46-6 loss on the road at the Inola Longhorns. And, I mean, from start to finish, literally the first play, I mean, it was all Longhorns.
Yeah, I mean, the ball got rolling downhill in the wrong direction for the Eagles for sure. So this week, really hoping to bounce back in a big way.
And for the Cleveland, I mean, they've lost 5 straight. Let's take a look at last week against Verdigris. So Verdigris up 7-0 already, but this is Bryson Sullivan, 1-yard touchdown pass to Sam Sizemore. But that tied the game, but Verdigris comes back for this nice touchdown, 14-7 Cardinals. But next possession for the Tigers, the punt is blocked, recovered in the end zone for a touchdown, 21-7. Next Cleveland possession, it's Sullivan back to pass, looking toward his left, and whoops, picked off. And yeah, that one's going to be taken to the house for a pick six, 28-7 Cardinals in the blink of an eye, and they weren't done. Cleveland still fighting, but they do get this long 60-yard touchdown pass, again, Sullivan to Sizemore. So, I mean, good effort, not giving up in the fight. I mean, they were down, I think, 42-7 at that point for that touchdown, final score 49-19 or 49-14. So, I mean, what did you see from Cleveland last week?
I mean, it was a rough game for them. Verdigris just kind of outmatched them, which has kind of been the story for Cleveland all year. However, like you said, they didn't give up fighting, and so tonight we should see the Tigers put up that same energy and effort tonight.
And, I mean, the Eagles last week also kept fighting, scoring that touchdown late, but both teams are struggling maybe in the mental aspect of the game, and Eagles defensive coordinator Scott Gatzmeyer touched on just how important it is for both teams to be able to just play free tonight.
I think a lot of times it's, me and Coach Goodwin talked a lot about this, is when kids don't know what they're doing, they can't play fast. And so we've simplified a lot, and I think it's the same problem that Cleveland's having. Even on defense, they just do some crazy stuff just to see if they can get you to mess up. And offensively, they're doing the same thing.
And we also talked to Mason Weeks about Cleveland's offense, how they like to run a lot of screens, which means that tackling in the open field is going to be very important for the defensive backs.
Making tackles as corners is important because we're like literally the last line of defense. So once they reach us, if we don't make that tackle, it goes for big plays every time. It's really hard making tackles in open space, but sideline, I keep that as my best friend. So a lot of times I try and crash inside and then make them cut it outside so I can just push them out of bounds.
And as for the Cleveland Tigers offense, they run a lot of the same plays, but out of over 20 different formations, and they use a lot of movement. A lot of times we had talked with some of the coaches, they don't even line up in legal formation, so the Eagles are actually making sure that they're going to be closely with the officials, making sure Cleveland is on the ball with that. But Coach Gatzmeyer did talk about the Cleveland formations and what that is going to have to, the Eagles defense is going to have to do to stop that offense.
The biggest thing they try to do is they try to get you into formations and different movements pre-snap where they're just trying to get a guy wide open is kind of their goal. And they don't run a lot of different offensive plays. It's a lot of outside zone. And all they're trying to do is just shift in motion, make sure you don't adjust right.
Both teams are desperately trying to get their season back on track as we are nearing the end of the regular season and looking toward the playoffs, maybe a little bit, not quite, but both teams desperate for a win tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us for our pregame show. The Eagles and the Tigers will kick off here in just a few minutes.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
Ladies and gentlemen, your captains for the night for the visiting Tigers, number 9, Sam Sizemore, number 14, Dawson Kelsey, number 25, Carson Taylor, and number 74, Hagen Sanders. The captain between your Eagles tonight, number 5, Logan Townsend, number 11, Jake Gilbert, number 12, Luke Ryan, number 54, Braxton Watkins.
And here come the Eagles taking the field here on the Thursday night fall break game, an annual game on Thursday night, which is a little bit of a, I don't know, I guess a bit of a just tempo change, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Thursday night football, where you're thinking NFL starting, but no, we got some Thursday night high school football. Should be a good one between these two.
And I am Britton Ross, my partner, as always, Dakota Jackson. We're excited to bring this to you tonight on Sequoyah Athletics TV. The Eagles won the toss, or actually I don't remember if they won the toss, but they will receive the ball first here going towards the north end zone here at the Pope Athletic Complex. And, we had talked to just a Thursday night game, a change of tempo, and, I mean, with the way both of these teams, the way their season has been going, maybe needed.
Yeah, maybe. I will say,
just something different.
Yes. You talk about different. We're used to Sequoyah kind of having a different schedule. They practice on Sundays instead on this fall break week, and then don't practice on Thursdays. But we saw them out here today when we came out here early. They were doing their walkthrough like normal on Thursday. So we'll see if that changes a little bit. Might pump the intensity up for the boys this week.
And for the Tigers, it is Hunter Proctor kicking off. The senior kicker puts toe to leather, and we're underway at Sequoyah. That kick is going to sail out of bounds. The Eagles will start with good field position. And we see that a lot, and I don't really know why, if that's just a new tactic we see in high school football. Everyone tries the sky kick, and you either hope for no return, you hope that someone who isn't a normal ball carrier fumbles the ball, or just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, you see it kind of in the NFL a lot now, getting in that sweet spot now that they have that kickoff zone. So I don't know if high school saw that and was like, hey, let's just emulate that without a kickoff zone. But you're right, it is kind of weird to see not near the amount of returns that we used to have in the game.
Jake Gilbert, the quarterback for the Eagles, with Bryson Nichols in the backfield. 1st and 10, it is Gilbert on a keeper. Lowers his shoulder and gets about 4.
That's a tempo starter play right there. Just bread and butter for the Eagles. Stay ahead of the chains there on the first play of the game. and a good start's desperately needed for the Eagles.
2nd and 5. Eagles checking with the sideline. Gilbreth bobbles the snap, is able to recover, and just tries to head north. And he got 4 more. Almost could have been a disaster. Turns into a net positive.
We've seen snaps be a little bit of an issue, especially early in the year. They have cleaned it up, at least offensively. They've cleaned it up the past couple of weeks. But like you said, almost a disaster. A good job by Jake to just get 4.
So 3rd and 1. Gilbreth again. Basically got right to the line. The referee on the far side says first down. 3rd and 1, and I think he only got 1.
Yeah, you take a look at it here. I mean, I didn't even think he got the 1. But I guess the ball on his forward progress was just across the yards to gain marker.
Here's Bryson Nichols heading to his right, finding a hole, getting northbound, and got another first down, another gain of 11 on his first carry.
Great job by Bryson. Great job by the offensive line pushing through to open up a hole for him to run to, and a great job on contact to try and stay up and get that couple extra yards.
Nichols is the Eagles' leading rusher this year with just over 300 yards. And he's just a sophomore. Excited to see what he can do in the future when he becomes an upperclassman. Here's Gilbreth passing for the first time. Mason Weeks has it at the 40, makes a cut, still on his feet. He's at the 30. He's got space. He's going to go. Touchdown, Eagles. 44 yards. Jake Gilbreth to Mason Weeks.
What a job by Sequoyah. What a play call. You see how off that they're playing. Sam Sizemore is 10 yards off of Weeks, doesn't react immediately when the ball gets thrown to him. Weeks able to make a couple guys miss and rocket down the sideline for the touchdown. And you see here, he's also kicking the extra point.
And the extra point is good. I don't know why the normal kicker didn't kick that, but let's take a look at our players to watch real quick. And our player to watch for the Eagles was Mason Weeks.
Yeah,
I say a good start.
Yes, I was thinking more on the defensive side of things, but for sure, offensively, getting off to the best start you could have.
And then for the Tigers, it was number 9, Sam Sizemore. And I'm actually not sure that was Sizemore out there covering him. I think that was number 4, Cole Edens. I think that might have just been a little mix-up there because Sizemore was listed as a linebacker where Edens was listed as a corner. And Eagle fans, as always, bank first, loyal to Oklahoma and you. So we talked about starting fast, and 2 minutes and 4 seconds, the Eagles are on the board.
Definitely not their usual way that they like to play the game, but hey, if it works, it works. And hopefully this sparks the Eagles to a great game.
And it's Mason Weeks also on the kickoff. Usually Logan Townsend is on kickoff duty and extra point duty. Here's another sky ball. On the return is Carson Taylor for the Tigers, and he is brought down basically right at the 30.
And Coach Gilbreth against Cleveland, 1-0, and last year jumped out to a huge lead early, ended up winning 45-8. So he's trying to continue and get that second win.
Back to the kicking situation. Logan Townsend is on the field, but you can see he's got a little bit of extra tape on one of his ankles there, but that's not his actual kicking foot. Here's Taylor with the first carry of the game, bouncing out to the right, finds a hole, and has space down the sideline. Flag flies and pushed out of bounds by Wyatt Mullins. A flag is down in the area of holding.
Yeah, just a great job by Cleveland, able to get a good push, but a good bounce outside by Carson Taylor. He's able to beat the defense to the quarter. But, yeah, it looks like
it is a hold on the or a block in the back, rather, against the Tigers. Here's a look at their season so far. 5 straight losses after a 62-0 blowout win at Blackwell.
And none of those losses have been particularly close either.
So that's a loss of, well, I think it's 1st and 9. I don't know how you would mark that in the book. So 1st and 9. Here's Taylor again. It is going nowhere. He got about a yard.
Eagles defense able to get some quick penetration, shut that play down early. You see here, lining up, of course, doing that spread and motioning the back into the backfield, but Eagles getting off their blocks quick.
2nd and 7. This is Bo Thomas receiving the handoff, and he only gets about a yard. And so that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And this is a great start defensively for the Eagles. You give up that long run, but with a penalty, and you come back and only allow about 3 yards on the next 2 plays. Good job keeping Cleveland on 3rd and long now.
3rd and 6. It's a rollout. Sullivan looking and tossing and incomplete.
Wyatt Mullins got his mitts on it, just couldn't bring it in, but a great job. You saw on that one, Bo Thomas going out for it, and he did a good job adjusting to his quarterback, saw that he wasn't going to be open, but Wyatt did a better job reacting to Thomas being a little bit further behind and getting to that pass.
On to punt is Sam Sizemore. He had one blocked last week.
That was close to being blocked.
That one bounces back at midfield and finally downed at the 46-yard line. So the Eagles are going to have really good field position again. And we want to remind everyone, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority.
Not a great punt for Cleveland. That sets up Sequoyah with great field position. Take advantage of it.
Here's Bryson Nichols busting through the hole, and another chunk play for the Eagles, 45 yards this time. Bryson Nichols to the house.
Oh my goodness, Bryson Nichols able to squirt through the middle there. Again, a great job of blocking for Sequoyah. I mean, the entire defensive line gets knocked back, and Bryson virtually untouched for 45 yards. Big plays. We have not seen this often out of Sequoyah, and they hit on 2 early in this first quarter.
They had a 47-yard run at Kansas in week 2. And since then, 44 yards and 45 yards tonight. And those are the 2nd and 3rd longest plays of the season, I believe.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard to come by to get those chunk plays. And there's a flag on that extra point. Offsides for Cleveland, so they'll do it again. We'll see if they'll just kick it again or if they want to try and think about a 2-point. Nope, penalties declined. So, yeah, they'll just kick the extra point again.
Do they even have to kick it again if they decline it?
Oh, yep, that's right. It's good. It's good, everybody.
Oh, wait. Nope, now they're bringing him back out.
The
penalty is declined. Oh, maybe he missed the extra point. Maybe that's what they were saying.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It was no good, so they accepted the penalty. I don't know.
Either way, they're kicking the extra point now. They didn't move the ball up at all. That time it is through the uprights.
One note I did want to make, though, Britton, is Townsend did get hurt late in the in that game against Inola, so that's probably what the story is, why he's not kicking right now.
That would make sense.
Because even if it's just his plant foot, I mean, that's still...
Both in the kicking game, both feet are important.
Yes.
Well, Eagle fans, support your favorite school with the card that donates directly to Sequoyah every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. I don't think we've seen the Eagles score 2 touchdowns in the span of 3 minutes, 52 seconds before.
No, absolutely not. And this is a great start. In front of the home fans, I mean, they've been starving for a win this year in front of them. And, yeah, great start so far for Sequoyah.
The kick from Weeks. Back and received. This one, I believe, that one is Sizemore on the reception. Now, let's take a look at the keys to the game for this week. They're the same as last week. Pride, effort, and consistency.
I mean, might as well be because, unfortunately, a lot of those things, they played with pride, played with effort. Consistency, none. It was just a really rough game all around for Sequoyah. Last 2 weeks, it's kind of been the story. So, but consistently getting big plays, I would say they've gotten one of those keys so far tonight. They just got to keep it going the rest of the game now.
There was a penalty on the play, a personal foul by the Tigers. And so, they were tackled at the 25. Let's see how far back they get moved.
Not sure what the referee just signaled there. Did like a headbutting motion with his fists, or a fist bump, I should just say. I'm not sure what that call is.
So that moves them all the way back to the 13-yard line.
Great opportunity for Sequoyah to get a big play here.
And here's Bo Thomas trying to find some room on the right side. He does break a tackle and is thrown out of bounds at the 20.
Gave Bryson Nichols a stiff arm there on that one. Good job to get those extra yards. And I'd say that would be a secondary key to the game for Sequoyah is they tackling. We talked about it earlier with Mason Weeks. They just got to be able to tackle.
2nd and 5. Here's Bo Thomas again. And then drug down. Wyatt Mullins was the first one there. And I think that was Weeks that came and cleaned it up, actually.
Yeah, and if anybody is going to be the one to spark the good tackling, it would be Wyatt Mullins, leading tackler on the team. And you're right, Weeks came in with that secondary hit, but it was Mullins able to drag him to the ground.
Sullivan bringing Carson Taylor in the backfield with him. He keeps it and breaks the tackle from Wyatt Mullins, and he does get a first down across the 25-yard line.
Good play call. Eagles have struggled against those read options this year, and Cleveland converting that 3rd down. That's an important one to do. You're down 14-0. Don't want to go 3 and out on the very next play. Got to stay in it. So good job by Cleveland to get a new set.
That's their first down of the game. Now coming in a spread look. And they do a ton of motion. More on that in just a minute. Carson Taylor in the backfield. That was...
Everybody but the center.
Everybody but the center. But what I was saying was they do so much motion and so many shifts that they actually get away with a decent amount of illegal formations is what we were told. So one of the coaches for Sequoyah, his job tonight is literally stand by the referee and tell them when they're in an illegal formation. Now, we don't know if that's actually going to come up at all, but that's just what we were told. So, we'll see. We
will see.
Sullivan. That one is picked off. Logan Townsend, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. And there's some extracurriculars.
Oh, no. Hey,
Wyatt
calm
Mullins
down.
got thrown down by Tyler Kelsey. There's 4 different flags on the field. There were flags before, like during the play, after the interception. So the interception should stand, but then there was definitely extracurricular after the play. Let's see if we can take a look here of what happened.
Yeah, so Wyatt comes in and does a huge block. Can't get it from that camera angle, but a huge, I think it was, they're going to call it a peel black.
Yeah, blindside block
and,
on Mullins.
And to defend his player, one of the offensive linemen for Cleveland, number 50, Tyler Kelsey, comes in and just tackles Mullins, and that turns into the fight.
Yeah, Mullins leveled Sullivan there, Bryson Sullivan, and then...
You don't do that to... I mean, I credit to Cleveland for defending their quarterback. You can't do that to somebody else's quarterback.
Especially because Bryson Sullivan, their quarterback, is a freshman.
Yeah.
And the way this game is going, you just can't do it. You get the interception. You have a chance to almost put this game away, and it's halfway through the first quarter.
I appreciate Mullins' mindset for sure, trying to get a hit on the quarterback, get a good big block. But yeah, you got to know the situation.
So I think with multiple unsportsmanlike conducts, I don't know if that. Well, one was after the interception, and one, yes, the interception will stand.
Yeah,
First
the
down,
interception
Sequoyah,
was
yes.
going to stand the whole way, but the touchdown's off the board, so Sequoiah's got to go to work on offense now. But just a great job by Logan reading that play. Another one of those screens that we talked about, and able to pick it off.
Well, something we had talked with Mason Weeks about this week was he was the only one this year that had forced an interception. He's got all 4 of the Eagles' interceptions this week, and so we had kind of asked around, like, hey, how do you guys put yourself in positions to just create more? The Eagles' defense has only forced 9 turnovers this year, 5 fumble recoveries, 4 picks, now 10. But and they had just said, we just got to focus on our game and just do your job, the old Bill Belichick mantra.
And Logan did a great job doing his job on that play.
1st and 10 from the 14 after all of that. Here's Luke Ryan's first carry. Goes nowhere. Maybe got a yard.
And again, you got to wonder, we saw last week, I know he got hurt late last week, but Logan Townsend just carrying the ball. He has been so efficient this year at carrying the ball. I think he needs more carries.
110 yards on 16 carries this year.
Of course, it depends on how he's feeling. I mean, you don't want to risk getting him hurt more, but going to the end zone on that interception, he seemed pretty okay to me.
Jake Gilbert passing to Mason Weeks. He's open, and it's overthrown out the back of the end zone. Oh, Mason Weeks was wide open and just overshot.
Yeah, Jake Gilbreth. I think he got saucer eyes on that one and just let it loose.
And that's a long throw. People don't understand. From the left hash to the right back corner, that's a long throw.
It is, and sometimes it's really tough to gauge, especially when that corner's there. How far ahead do I need to throw him? But, I mean, Mason had him beat.
Here's Ryan cutting it up and gets down to about the 7.
So here, interesting decision. I'm sure. I mean, it looks like they are bringing the field goal unit out onto the field. I was going to say it's going to be interesting to see if they want to go for it, but you're already up 2 scores. Might as well just make it a three-score game, get it over with.
But with backup kicker Mason Weeks, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know anything about his kind of range.
Right.
Basically, the kicking duties we've only talked with Townsend. That kick is up, and it is good.
And that was very solidly struck. That could have made it from about 10 to 20 more yards. So good job by Weeks, and that's important. That's his first field goal of the season, so that's great to get his confidence as a kicker up like that.
And speaking of confidence as a kicker, as he's about to come out and kick off, they at Kansas was the last time he was the primary kicker. I think it was his first kickoff Kansas took it back to the house for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I'm sure that completely shoots your confidence down. Sequoyah didn't try to kick a field goal all game. They had multiple opportunities to, but decided to go for it every time. But, again, very important to get that first 3 points on the board for Mason to make it 17-0. Cleveland desperately needs to get something going on offense, or this game's going to get out of hand quick.
Weeks' kick is up. And that one just brought down. And a flag does fly late for the late hit on Coulter MacArthur.
And I think that's just inexperienced player. You just can't do that. Like, the guy's on the ground, so much time to pull up.
I think that was that number 3?
Yes, it was number 3, Gabriel Fontenberry.
Just a freshman, so yeah, I mean, like you said, the inexperience. So that's going to go from the 35 to midfield. That's the first penalty on Sequoyah tonight.
Which, hey, that's a good change of pace. All year, penalties have been such a big problem for Sequoyah. And it's been a lot, well, actually second penalty, the Wyatt Mullins peel back block.
Right. Which, how many yards would that have counted
15.
for in the book? 15?
Yep.
Okay. I'm also going to bold that because it took a touchdown off the board, so we can reminisce on it later. So 1st and 10 from midfield. Carson Taylor coming in motion. It's a pass. Sullivan launching deep downfield. His man's open, and it's caught and drugged down from behind. Sam Sizemore, the freshman, all the way down to the 10.
Second straight week, Sequoiah's having to face a good receiver-quarterback freshman combo and just a perfectly thrown ball. You had 3 receivers there, but also 3 defenders, and there was just a gap between all of them, and he finds it.
And Sizemore had both touchdown receptions last week against Verdigris. A 1-yard touchdown reception and a 65-yard touchdown reception. You saw them both in the pregame. There's a penalty for a false start.
No, offsides. They indicate offsides. I don't know. You saw both Logan Townsend and Wyatt Cates coming off the edge on a blitz, and I think they both left just too early. So now all of a sudden, Sequoiah's defense getting a little bit sloppy.
Here's Sullivan on a keeper. Down to the goal line. Is he in? No, stops short, says the near side official. But he does gain about 4 on first down from the 5.
And talking around the team, you know, this was a game that they expected to dominate. They did last year, so to allow them this deep into the end zone, we'll see what they're made of right now.
Sullivan again, up the middle again. And this time he does break the plane. Touchdown, Tigers. 1-yard touchdown run from Bryson Sullivan.
Eagles unable to get the penetration. The second straight time Sullivan's taken it up the middle. And he's just able to squeeze through the gap for the touchdown. And it looks like they're going to go for 2.
There's MacArthur in motion. It is back to Bo Thomas, and that one is dropped. They do roll that a forward pass. So 17-6. But let's go back to that throw from Bryson Sullivan. 40 yards on the first play after throwing an interception.
Yeah, the confidence that you have to have, especially as a freshman, to just go out there and sling it again. I mean, we'll see it here. And just biting on the motion a little bit, I think, was the defense. And just straight over the top. Nobody really within 5 yards. Like, there were 3 defenders there, but they were all way too far away to make a play and a perfect pass. So the confidence you have after getting picked off for what should have been a pick 6, and just to go out there and sling a deep one like that for 40 yards, I mean, credit to Sullivan. Interesting play design, though, on that 2-point conversion. They tried to get really tricky there.
I'm a little surprised that they went for 2 this early. I mean, I don't know. They've been able to kick extra points this year, I think. That one is more of a line drive caught by Mason Weeks. Coming up the middle, slung down at the 29.
Solid tackle on that one by Dawson Kelsey. Didn't give Weeks a chance at all to try to return that very far. Looks like he has a little bit of a gap there, and then boom.
Something we've also seen from the Eagles in the last couple weeks is trying to rotate in some of the younger guys as well, and some other positions. Here is Luke Ryan on first down.
Yeah, especially receiver. You're kind of seeing, I mean, first 4 weeks of the season, we saw Weeks almost exclusively as the wideout, and now you're starting to see a little bit more of like John Hall, or right here it's Lucas Howard. So yeah, a little bit differing looks. They're getting these young guys in.
Here's Bryson Nichols on a counter. Got some blockers. Makes a cut. Another cut. Breaks a tackle, and he's got space. He's loose. It's a foot race and drugged down from behind by Dawson Kelsey. Another chunk play for the Eagles.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love this counter play, and the offensive line did their jobs beautifully. Bryson Nichols doing the rest, and good Lord, what a job by Dawson Kelsey to save the touchdown on that one.
That's Nichols' second 45-yard run tonight, and it's still the first quarter.
Absolutely crazy. They're running roughshod right now.
Gilbreth passing for Weeks again. He's got him. Oh, just out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a great throw, just out of bounds, maybe by 3 inches. His foot was just on the line. Let's see if we can see it here. It's a great ball.
Yeah, half of his foot was just over that white line, unfortunately. Made the catch. Jake Gilbreth just couldn't put him on him all the way.
Shout out to our camera operator, Aiden Cowan, for being on the spot right there with the shot. And here's Logan Townsend. He's headed for the corner. He's got the first down and brought down inside the 5.
Good job, Wyatt Mullins on the lead block there. Again, that little spinning fake play, except, this time handing it off to Townsend. And as we said earlier, Townsend's so efficient when he gets the ball.
I think on the year, about 8 yards a carry. That's only his 17th carry this season.
He's on the sideline now.
First and goal from the 3. It's Bryson Nichols. Flag down. He got a yard. Let's see with the flag. Let's see if we can see anything here.
Not really.
Whenever it's so close and the Eagles get packed in so tight, I mean, it's just so hard to see. And something that we haven't really talked about a whole lot, but it is important, the Eagles' offensive line, their splits in their stances is almost non-existent. They are nearly, what that means is the space between players of your offensive line.
Yeah.
And with the Eagles, when how much they like to run the ball,
They're right on top of each other.
Like their feet are basically they're forming a wall.
Yeah.
Which is the point, but you don't normally see it as close as the Eagles do.
And so chop block is the call. So what a chop block is somebody engages when an offensive lineman. Usually is the case. An offensive lineman will engage a defender high, and you'll have a second guy, usually a running back, come in and get low. That is illegal. Player safety.
But that was on the defense is what they ruled it, because now the ball is at the 1 yard line.
Interesting.
So maybe someone was engaged, and then the defensive, like an Eagle player was blocking one of the Tigers, and then a secondary Tiger player came in and went low, trying to chop the feet out.
You don't see that near as often. So now
looks like we're still cutting through some red tape. But I believe when it's all said and done, it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
Yeah, that is a big play because it makes it 1st down and goal. So now Eagles 4 chances to punch it in from the 1.
Bryson Nichols gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Sequoyah.
And some more extracurricular activity going on
between
Chandler Williams
and I think Wyatt Cates maybe having some words.
Yeah. It's getting a little chippy. Williams coming in at the end of the play and kind of taking him back. Another good job by the offensive line. As you see here, Cates just blocking until the whistle, as they say.
Was that Chandler Williams, number 19, or Dawson Kelsey, number 14?
I believe it was Williams. His jersey was pulled up a little bit, so it was hard to make out, but I believe it was the 19, not 14. So here is Mason Weeks again.
That one's a low line drive, and that is no good.
To the left a little bit. He had a little bit more pressure on that one. But still score now 23-6. If you're Sequoyah, you got to feel good.
Now let's take a look around the district tonight. Inola and Verdigris. That one actually should be pretty good, the Eagles' 2 main rivals. I hate to say that'd be a good game, but it's probably going to be a really good game. We'll keep an eye on that later. And Jay at Cassia Hall and Veneta at Berry Hill. Veneta still looking for their first win of the season.
Against Berry Hill, that's a really tough ask, especially at Berry Hill. Sequoyah going to be there in 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next week is homecoming with Cassia Hall coming into Sequoyah. Week after that is at Berry Hill, and then finally the season will wrap up with Verdigris here. And that Inola and Verdigris game is actually tied at 7 in the second quarter. Berry Hill is up on Veneta 14-0.
Did you say Veneta was up on Berry Hill?
Nope, Berry Hill was up on Veneta. That's, I don't know what I said, but
I was like, shock of shocks.
Berry Hill leads Veneta. Now, with it being the fall break games, some games are tonight. About half the games, I would say, are tonight, and the other half are tomorrow. So it's going to be really kind of weird to see kind of, some teams playing tonight, some teams play tomorrow. And
majority of 3As tonight, correct?
I believe so. I think it's some of the more 5A, 6A schools that play tomorrow, from what I'm understanding. Here's Cole Edens on the return. Brought down. A good return out to the 24.
Now Cleveland, up to them to see, show what they can do. They got to take some kind of momentum back now. They did a great job on that previous drive, obviously, with the 40-yard pass and then able to punch it into the end zone, but Sequoyah able to respond. Cleveland's got to keep up.
And that, I'm not sure, okay, a false start. That was so weird. We had said everyone but the center earlier, and now it was kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
The center and nobody else.
Yeah, like just nobody was set.
Hagen Sanders snapped the ball and no one was ready. I'm not sure what he heard down there. Already 5 penalties for 35 yards in this opening quarter for the Tigers. Oh, no. Okay, they said no penalty there. Now this is 1st and 10. Here's Carson Taylor headed down the right sideline. He got about 5.
Taylor trying to go over the right side. Again, Eagles, pretty good job rallying to the football on it. But Cleveland just can't rely on big plays. They got to be able to move the ball pretty solidly on their non-home runs.
Now a quads look. Here's a screen, and it's actually going to be a pass out to Cole Edens, who is brought down short of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And that's a good play design there. Looked like it was going to be a bubble screen, like you said. Kind of breaks the zone up a little bit. And, yeah, you see Cole Edens just kind of sit down on that, what they call a grass route.
Just find the open grass.
Yep.
That's why they call it that. Minute and a half left in the opening quarter. It's been a long opening quarter. Here's Taylor on the run, full speed ahead, gets the first down.
All right, so Cleveland, you're moving the ball now. Gets that first down. So good job by them in responding to that punch by the Eagles. Got to keep it going.
Taylor in motion. Sullivan keeps it. Headed upfield, close to the first down. And, man, this has been a hard-hitting, physical game so far in this opening quarter.
It really has. Not surprisingly so, but in terms of the Eagles, they like to hit. But, yeah, for Cleveland, being chippy out there.
And we actually do have an injured Tiger on the play. I can't see who that is. That might be Cole Edens. Getting up now. It is Edens. Limping over to the sideline. Eagle fans, we do want to remind everybody that our merch store is now live. You can shop all of your favorite Sequoyah gear. It's getting colder. Tonight's actually the first night where it's not hot at kickoff. It's getting colder. Go check out some of the long sleeves, some of the hoodies they have on our website. It's sideline.bsnsports.com, and just search up Sequoyah. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and follow us on our YouTube channel. And subscribe to the channel, but also follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at SEQ1 Athletics. 2nd and 2. It's a handoff to Taylor. A big hit at the line to gain, and he'll roll forward for a gain of about 3.5 on 2nd and 2.
Carson Taylor putting one right in Gunnar Allison's chest. Good job by Allison to hang on, but, yeah, he deserved that first down.
Back to the website. If you use code FLASH20, you can get 20% off on a huge variety of popular styles from brands you know and love.
And there's a timeout by Cleveland. We talked to Coach Gatz a little bit earlier, too, about how Cleveland uses so many different formations and sets and motions and all that sometimes they just don't even know what they're doing. And so that's an example of it right there. Tigers having to use a timeout.
And I don't know how that happens.
I mean, you install all week.
So basically, more or less, they do a lot of motions and different types of shifts, and they run the same plays out of it. And he said they had like 25 or so different formations. But with that, they're trying to make it to where Sequoiah's defense doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
But they make it so confusing on the defense that it's almost like an Uno reverse card, and they're making themselves confused.
Right. They're, the offense. I mean, these are all young guys out here. When you put that much on their plate, sometimes simple is better, and that's kind of what Coach Gatz's philosophy on defense was they were just going to simplify it, have 2 or 3 set calls, and react to what Cleveland was doing that way.
And so far, it's been working tonight. 15 seconds left in the opening quarter. Sullivan tossing out to Bo Thomas. He's got some space on the sidelines, and Mason Weeks just hugs him out of bounds. That's actually Jason Smart in there in the game for Bryson Nichols on this near side corner position.
A good screen there. They spread the field way out. Eagles unable to get to the ball there. Good run after catch.
It's a gain of 10 on the reception.
10 seconds left, too. Remember that for the Tigers.
Thomas back in the backfield. It's a handoff. That's Carson Taylor, I should say. Dragging bodies with him.
There's a flag.
So let's see. He got about 13 yards on that run, but with the flag, I mean, usually that's in the spot of holding, so let's see.
That's an interesting play call with only 10 seconds left. I mean, I get that you have timeouts left, but you're not leaving yourself very much time. Like, you throw a pass that's maybe like a screen or something, throw a pass that's like 4 seconds, you give yourself time for another play.
That's actually going to be face mask on the Eagles, but
well, I guess that worked out for the Tigers then.
This is the end of the first quarter, not the half. So their time management almost doesn't matter.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was this whole time. Oh, Britton, I was wondering why you're looking at me so confused. Excuse me. So the quarter will run out.
Oh, what a first quarter. The Eagles lead it big, 23-6. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
The Eagles lead it 23-6 after 1, but the Tigers are marching their way down. They have it 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Here's Carson Taylor up the middle. He has a hole and spinning down at the 1.
That was a great play by Cleveland, opening up a huge hole right there for Carson Taylor. And looks like Cleveland's trying to do a little bit of a hurry up.
First and goal from the 1. Taylor again, hit hard, but in the end zone. So touchdown, Tigers. And we'll see if they elect to try an extra point or if they will just go for 2 again.
Looks like they offense is staying out on the field, but goodness, Wyatt Mullins, what a hit put on Taylor, but he was already far enough in the end zone. So a good answer for the Tigers.
And Eagle fans, as the second quarter starts, remember, Bank First, always loyal to Oklahoma and you. Sullivan rolling out to his right. It's a toss to Cole Edens for the 2-pointer. And Eagle fans, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. And Eagle fans, support your favorite school with the card that donates to Sequoyah Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than 20 grand so far, so stop by your local Claymore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit.
And the reason, Britton, that I was all mixed up there on what quarter it was, the scoring. I mean, we haven't seen a quarter with that much scoring in it all year, so it just completely threw me off. I apologize, everybody. You should have seen the look of bewilderment on my partner's face. Looking at me sideways and everything like a confused dog.
Hunter Proctor to kick off for the third time. Another sky ball headed towards the sideline, caught by Weeks. Weeks reversing field and thrown down at the 28.
Another really good tackle. I think that was Carson Taylor, the one who scored the touchdown for Cleveland last possession. But Eagles now, starting from the 25, not obviously their best field position. In fact, it's their worst field position of the game. Let's see what they could do if they can answer Cleveland's score.
That is Townsend on the carry. That one confused me.
And me as well. That was a very good fake.
That's one of the things with this Eagles offense is I lost the ball. I had no idea where it was.
Yeah, Wyatt Mullins was covering up, going out for a block, covering up Logan Townsend.
9 yards on first down. Second and 1. Here's Bryson Nichols. Wrapped up behind the line, and he gets dropped for a loss of 1.
Michael Harjo was on that play, just broke through the offensive line and was able to get a good stop, not letting Nichols get anywhere. And you see, last couple plays, the Eagles have lined up in a tight formation. Now they have Weeks out of the wideout position.
Gilbreth looking towards Weeks. He's going to chunk it up to him. He's got a step, and it's caught. It is gone. Touchdown, Mason Weeks. Are you kidding me? 67 yards for the Eagles.
What a play. What a play by Sequoyah. Finally connecting on a deep ball. 2 Weeks. Jay Gilbreth, what a pretty throw. What a pretty throw. And Weeks, I mean, man, the speed burst on that. We saw it on an interception return a couple weeks ago against Jay where he just found a second gear, and he found it there. I say a second gear, more like a sixth gear. He found it there as he trots into the end zone. Huge touchdown.
Jay Gilbreth, 2 of 4 passing, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's pretty good average.
That's a 55.5-yard average because they're all to Mason Weeks. And my spreadsheet tells me his yards per reception.
Man, Jake Gilbreth, after two passes where he just kind of overthrew it or threw it a little bit too much outside, just right in stride. Cleveland didn't have a chance.
And with the way the game's been going, I mean, I feel like we're not done seeing that connection yet.
where has this Sequoyah team been? We have not seen them able to just bust big play after big play all year. This is fantastic. And that's got to be a big blow to Cleveland's morale, too. I mean, you feel like, hey,
You had them at 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and, I mean, hey, we might be able to keep pace with these guys. Only down 2 scores.
And on the return is Bo Thomas. Brought down at about the 32, maybe the 33. And it is still a 2-possession game with it only being 16 points.
That is true. Two-point conversions after touchdowns would tie it up. And that's where that missed extra point by Mason Weeks, you never know, might come into play here. Sequoyah is going to try and do their best not to let that happen, though.
Sullivan pump fakes now, chunks it deep, and it's overthrown. Bryson Nichols in there in coverage. Cole Eden's the intended receiver with Derek Cole, the safety, over the top.
We saw that play hit against Jay. They were able to get that fake tunnel screen, or not tunnel screen, fake wide receiver screen, and then the streak, able to hit it over Bryson Nichols. Jay was, but able to be disciplined on that.
It's a handoff. Carson Taylor. Parker Eagle and Luke Ryan combine on the tackle after a gain of 4.
Yeah, good job again by Cleveland. They're getting some pretty good averages on their rushes. Falling forward, finishing runs. 7.3 yards per carry so far for Taylor.
There's another pass to Dawson Kelsey. Brought down by Isaac Cagle.
And again, another pass where it's just easy pitch and catch. Find the open space in the zone. Kelsey takes it, gets some good extra yardage afterwards, getting it into Eagle territory.
16 yards on that one. This is shaping up to be a shootout.
Yeah, and we haven't seen one of those. Closest we got was against Vedita.
The Eagles have already outscored themselves, scored 27 points that game. Quick screen to, that one's actually thrown from Bo Thomas to the quarterback, Bryson Sullivan.
Interesting little look there. We haven't seen that very much. But Sullivan has shown that he's a hard runner with the football. Maybe not the fastest with it, but been able to break some tackles.
6 yards on that throw from the receiver to the quarterback.
That ought to make your stats interesting.
Carson Taylor makes a cut, has some grass, and he drops the ball. The Eagles recover.
Mason Weeks, what a strip. Oh my goodness.
Mason Weeks forced the fumble. Who was on the recovery?
I did not see, but look at this. I mean, just a huge hold. Probably should have been a hold there. Oh, there was. There was a hold. They do call a hold.
That obviously is going to be declined.
Yeah, Mason Weeks, last line of defense, and he just goes up over the shoulder pads, punches the ball out. Just a terrific effort by Mason Weeks.
Let's look at it again, because I, again, missed who it was on the recovery. Let's see here. So Weeks forces it, and who is that falls on it?
Bryson Nichols, I think.
We'll give it to him for now. That's Bryson Nichols' second fumble recovery of the season. And the Eagles are set up at the 7-yard line. I think that was a gain of 27 for Taylor before he dropped the ball. Here's Townsend again. He's got a block and another great run from Logan Townsend.
He is just continuing to do it over and over again. Keep feeding that man the ball. And credit, all the play designs that get him involved in the running game almost always has somebody out in front blocking for him, and they are usually doing a tremendous job.
16 yards on that run. 1st and 10 from the 23. This time it's Gilbreth taking it himself and thrown down after the whistle by Michael Harjo. Did you say Harjo?
Yes, Harjo and Hagen Sanders also in there.
So he loses a yard.
And I mean, Sanders, 5'11", 300 pounds. Like, if you're Jake Gilbreth and you see that,
5'11", 300 pounds versus 6'4", 180 pounds.
Whew.
A difference in mass. This time it's Townsend again. And he's brought down behind the line.
Didn't have quite the same blocking on that. And actually very fortunate for the Eagles on that Jake Gilbreth stop. They only gave him a loss of 1, and that again is another loss of 1. Eagles behind the sticks.
3rd and 12. Would you see a pass to Mason Weeks here? It looks like they might be double covering him. They're not actually. And he's open again, and he's got it again, and he's gone again! Trying to outrun C.J. Bryson, and he will score! Touchdown, Eagles! Mason Weeks' 3rd touchdown of the first half. 79 yards on this one.
Again, Jake Gilbreth, what a pass. What a gutsy pass. I mean, you know, you have the corner and the safety right there, and he fits it in there just in stride. Perfect placement for Mason to run with it, and Mason, a great effort outrunning C.J. Bryson all the way to the end zone. Man, his legs have got to be exhausted right now.
Well, that plus the kicking duties, I would imagine so.
That's probably why they're rotating in so the younger guys at receivers so often. Now the Eagles call a timeout as they didn't have all 11 out there on their kickoff team. PAT team. But, oh my goodness. Jake Gilbreth, he's about to break his... If he hasn't already, has he already broken his personal best?
Let's see. His personal best was 125 at Veneta, and we put that on there, 190 yards.
Unbelievable. On 3 completions.
That's an average of 63 yards a completion. Not to mention the Eagles are also averaging nearly 10 yards per carry on the ground. And the Eagles are at 349 total yards already.
The yards per play, obscene. Just obscene.
I think we can do that math real quick.
And Logan Townsend is in right now. But they are... Oh, they are going for 2.
I think the Eagles are averaging 16 yards per play, if I did my math right. And they do the shift that, per usual, does draw the offside penalty. With this being an extra point attempt, should I put that penalty in my stat book?
No.
No? Okay. Didn't think so.
It is a penalty, but you don't count the yards on those.
I didn't think so, especially since the time doesn't run.
Right. So going for 2, interesting.
I also should mention Bryson Nichols already has over 100 rushing yards. Jake Gilbreth cuts it back and finds the end zone for 2.
That's a good job by him finding that. The hole wasn't where it was supposed to be on that play. Good job by Jake cutting it back and getting it in for that 2-point conversion. You see there, cutting it back up the middle and makes it 38-14.
What an incredible half of offensive football for the Eagles.
And that also, because they got that 2-point conversion, that negates the missed extra point that Mason Weeks had. So don't have to worry about that coming back and biting you in the butt later in the game if it comes down to it. However, the Eagles' defense has been able to stand up more times than not in this game.
.609 left in the half. A slower paced game, but offensive fireworks.
Yeah, it's just
on both sides.
Time isn't able to run off the clock when you're scoring 70-yard touchdowns every other play.
Weeks to kick off. Another sky ball. It bounces back. The Eagles can recover. That ball's loose. Who's on it?
Looks like the Tigers. And it was.
Yes, that was
Carson Taylor able to recover it, and that was a disaster waiting to happen. Look at this. Just a beautiful. That is literally everything that you'd want in one of those kickoffs. Eagles just unable to recover it.
Could you imagine if the Eagles had recovered that football?
Oh, my goodness. You sit on that ball, I think. Just try to drain the rest of this half out.
And a little bit of a wildcat here. That's going to be a false start. All 5 linemen are down on the far side of the number. We saw that in film study this week, too. We had talked with Coach Gatzmeyer about it. He called it polecat. Basically, it's just a gimmicky type play to try to get you, off balance and
try to
whatnot.
Get you to jump, really, I think is what it is. Because, how are you going to really run a play using that formation, The
Indianapolis Colts tried something like that one time.
Oh,
and
don't remind me of that.
It did not go well.
That's saying the least. But this is something, a 1-5 team. They gotta, try to get something going. I think that's why they throw all these different formations at you, is try to get some spark.
Here's Sullivan on the keeper. Hit first by Isaac Cagle, but then drugged down. I think that was Luke Ryan.
Sullivan again, great job on the ball fake. Taking it up the middle, but starting behind the chains is so difficult for your offense to gain the momentum it needs to continue going.
Second and 8, Sullivan looking to pass, and that one's almost picked off again by Logan Townsend. And again, he was looking toward the end zone on that one.
Yeah, I think a little bit too much, as he did not see the ball in. But yeah, again, great job jumping the route by Logan. And yeah, as you said, he had so much green in front of him. He'd been running for miles.
Third and 8. Sullivan rolling out to his left, chunking it downfield. That one overthrown. I thought that was almost picked off by Jason Smart on the far side.
It was. Jason Smart just unable to corral it. I think he got affected by seeing the intended receiver. Who was that to? Sam Sizemore. It was too high for him, and I think Smart just got affected by him jumping up, clouded his vision a little bit, and here comes the gimmicks again.
Well, this is 4th and 8. I should remind I think they took a timeout. Yes, they did. I was going to say, Mason Weeks went back to try to return a punt. No one's punted in this game. We've had almost 550 yards of total offense, and only one punt on the Tigers' first drive of the game.
Yeah, they went pretty much 3 and out because their first play was a penalty, and only went 3 and out after that and punt. But yes, I mean, other than that, it's been touchdown, turnover, or field goal.
And I think they actually did get charged with a penalty there because now it is 4th and 13. And now they will punt again for only the second time tonight, and it's Sam Sizemore punting again. Again, he did get a punt blocked last week. That one almost over his head. Gets this one away cleanly. It's a good punt. That one bounces. Weeks looks like he wants it, and he's just going to let it roll, and it's down at the 32-yard line.
Trying to fake the coverage team into maybe diving and completely missing the ball so he could pick it up and run for a little bit. But, yeah, just a dream first half so far for the Eagles. No turnovers so far. They've cut the penalties down. They're scoring on huge plays, which, again, like we said, that has not been the Eagles' offense all year.
Eagles' last play was a 79-yard touchdown pass from Gilbreth to Mason Weeks. Let's see if they try it again. Weeks on the far side with Townsend in the slot. Here's Bryson Nichols on the run to the right side. He's got some blockers. There's a flag down. He got 12 yards, but let's see what the flag is.
And Eagles looking like it's going to be on them.
And there's that, I don't know what that is. Just some kind of personal foul. Let's see if we can see it. So the referee is putting his fists together. I don't know what that indication is.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. I'm assuming, the only thing I saw really was possibly on 51 for the Eagles, Asher Evans, but I didn't really see what it was or what it could have been. However, huge penalty there. Puts the Eagles inside their own 20.
That's a 15-yard loss for the Eagles. Gilbreth passing again, tossing it. That one is caught, reeled in by Mason Weeks. What concentration! And he's going to cut it back at midfield and is spun down right at midfield. A gain of 33 on the reception.
Mason Weeks is having a whale of a game. We talked to him, and Jay was a rough game for him. But he said he was just in his head a little bit, and I think he's out of it now. He's having just a huge game.
Gilbreth now on a screen to Weeks. He's got it down the sideline, makes a cut, and brought down at the 45 after a gain of 5.
And that Eagles offense is just rolling when they can get those screen passes. Those have been so difficult for them to execute this year. Able to get one for, it was just a 5 yards, but every pass that Jake Gilbreth completes is just going to do more and more for that confidence between him and Mason Weeks. And it looks like Weeks is out for a breather.
Well, that last long run, here's Nichols staying on his feet, got the first down and 9 more yards. But on that long, the bobbled catch that he had, he started to have to jog. because he's just so gassed right now.
Yeah, and you see here that there's that counter again, this time on the other side, and Nichols, his shirt almost got ripped off his back. Good job hanging on by the Cleveland defense to prevent another 40-yard touchdown.
1st and 10. Here's Nichols again. Up the gut and about 3 or 4 more. Clock slowly, finally starting to get towards halftime. Just about 3 minutes to go. And I think the Eagles are just going to try to make this the last possession of the half, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's no reason to be in a hurry to try and score. Obviously, you're up 38-14. You know, just play your offense as is.
2nd and 5. Here's Gilbreth. Dives forward for a few. And Hagen Sanders ends up kind of rolling up on Gilbreth again. Sanders, 5'11", 300 pounds. Number 74 right there. Kind of just an awkward roll on Sanders. Okay, so from the NFHS, the hand motion that we've been seeing where the referee puts both of his fists together that we didn't know is illegal blindside block.
Which that would make sense because that is the first time we saw that was when Wyatt Mullins on Logan Townsend's pick 6, he did that to one of Cleveland's players.
Here's Bryson Nichols, brought down after a gain of maybe 1.
And again, Cleveland finally able to bottle up this offense a little bit, but, you know, now it's fourth down.
Sequoyah's averaging over 9 yards a run and over 45 yards per completion.
Just eye-popping numbers.
Here's Logan Townsend cutting it up, gets the first down. And down at the 22 for a gain of 5. The Eagles are still just looking to keep this clock rolling.
Yeah, it's just ball control now. Play ball control now for Sequoyah. Limit the possessions for Cleveland and just get out of here with a win. I'm sure if it continues the way it is, Sequoyah is probably going to have their backups in a lot of the second half.
Last year for most of the game in the second half was a running clock. Here's Jake Gilbreth passing again. Weeks is open again. He's got him again. Touchdown again. There's a flag behind the play.
And I think this one's coming back as well.
So instead of a 22-yard touchdown pass, and it would have been his 4th to Mason Weeks tonight. And, yeah, it's going to come back. And I should say that last year in this game, Jake Gilbreth threw his 1 touchdown pass of last season to Mason Weeks.
Yeah, and you kind of saw on that replay, it was Daniel Roselle, obvious holding call, but I don't know how Weeks gets that wide open. I thought Jake was going to Townsend on that little speed out, and no, post route, Weeks just nobody there.
1st and 20, 47 seconds to go. Here's a screen to Weeks. He's got some space, breaks a tackle, makes a cut, dragging defenders, and he gets very close to the line to gain. I think he got 19 yards on 1st and 20, and the Eagles are going to take a timeout to try to preserve some clock.
Yeah, when you're this close, now, you know, go ahead and try and score, because why not? Weeks, great job after the catch again. And, man, both him and Jake Gilbreth setting career highs tonight.
And I have to wonder what the, first off, you would think with 247 passing yards, I don't know where that would rank in the Sequoyah history books, but 247 receiving yards, I would say that's probably up there.
It would, I would think so. I mean,
with how many years this Eagles offense ran the wing T,
Yeah, I don't think you really saw receivers getting 150 yards very often, if ever. So, yeah, that'll be interesting after the game to go back and look. And, I mean, it's not done. Could add to his total.
It's not even halftime. And we've tried looking, we've tried asking around if there is some kind of official kind of record book or kind of historian. We think we know, we're pretty sure we know what the single game rushing record is. But other than that, we don't really have like full stats. And the Tigers jump off sides and the Eagles
having some fun.
Having some fun with it. I almost was kind of wondering with
the way Roselle fell backwards.
Well, it was Roselle and I think Wyatt Cates, but I was almost surprised with how chippy this game's been. Of just, keeping everything in sportsmanlike.
Right.
But now it's 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Bryson Nichols taking it himself. Gets to the 5. And I think the Eagles are going to take their second timeout. Yes, they will. That's their final timeout.
Nichols, the ball carrier, takes the ball to near the 5-yard line. Will be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, that's a short 5. I think that's more the 4-yard line.
$26 seconds until halftime. The Eagles have it. 2nd and goal from the 5. But I think you're right. I think it's more about the 4, maybe the 4.5. Here's a shift. Gilbreth hands it to Logan Townsend, and he's going to cut it up and score his first touchdown of the season. His first rushing touchdown of the season. He did have a receiving touchdown earlier this year at Veneta.
Townsend on that shift gets the defense discombobulated, and again, they do that nifty little play. And Townsend jumping into the end zone, got hit after he was already about 5 yards in. Slow getting up, but jogged off the field on his own. Hopefully he's all right.
He looks all right. He's got he's right here in front of us, in front of the press box, as the extra point is good from Mason Weeks. And Townsend deserves that after being drugged down at the 1-yard line after a 24-yard run last week. Got his ankle hurt on that play, not kicking tonight. Had a pick 6 taken off the board. Had another pick 6 that he dropped. He deserves that one.
Yeah, and not to mention like the snap that went over his head on the punt that he had to take a safety for. It's just he's had a pretty wild season. Really efficient running the ball, but he's had some really rough plays too. That aren't always his fault. So, yeah, like you said, well-deserved touchdown. 20 seconds left. You got to wonder what Cleveland's going to do. What really can you do at this point? Do they want to try and score again? I mean, you are getting the ball
to start the second half. I mean,
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, I think it depends on if you can get a decent return. If you're able to get maybe towards midfield, maybe you take a couple of shots, maybe try to, draw up one of those gimmicky type plays.
Which, by the way, that was by far Sequoiah's longest drive of the game in terms of plays. 11 official plays. You could add it up to 13 if you count the penalties.
So on the return was, let's see, that was Coulter MacArthur on the return. out to
36 or 35? 36. So yeah, I don't know. If I'm Cleveland, I'm taking it to halftime here and just regrouping.
Well, they come out in a 5-wide set, so something tells me they're not going to run the ball and take it to halftime, at least on the first play. But let's see.
Look at the Eagles got people in their own.
They're basically out in it almost looks like a kickoff return position, and that does go for 12 yards to Dawson Kelsey.
And the Tigers do have a couple timeouts. Clock stops on a first down until they get everything set. We'll see what they're trying to do here.
And the clock is running now. 4 seconds. They're not set. And this one's going to run out. And they're not able to snap it again. So that is the end of the first half. An offensive explosion at Sequoyah. Make sure you stick around for the performances of the bands. And we will be back after the break.
fighter pilot. Y'all want to go and do this? Britain's ending up. His body's finally finished. He's got 10 more years to go. Wyatt's getting out ever since. He's like, I've done my time. I'm good. And I don't blame him. He wants to go back to playing. He wants to try out for the semi-pro team in Boston. The thing it is, it's what games are Saturday. Drills on Saturday. Those guys are hard. So he'd have to swing. He's got 2 years. He's in the scouts. He's in the recon.
field, the Spirit of Sequoyah Marching Band.
Yeah, my brother plugged everything in. And got it all wired
Welcome back to Sequoyah. 45-14 is the halftime score here in Sequoyah. Let's take a look around the district at some of the scores. 42-7, Cascia leading Jay. 14-7, Veneta leading, or Berry Hill leading Veneta, and Inola on the road at Verdigris leading 28-14.
Yeah, Inola Verdigris shaping up could be a pretty good game, as well as Berry Hill Veneta very surprised at that score.
And an overall look at the standings. Of course, everything above that red line will make the playoffs. Everything below that red line will miss the playoffs. So the Eagles really looking to improve to 2-2 in the district. And if Jay goes down to 2-2, and if Verdigris comes down to 2-2, now I can't remember exactly who was playing who, but if there's a whole bunch of shifting at 2-2, there's still chances that Sequoyah can work their way back up and make the playoffs. Of course, they'd probably need to win at least one other game besides this one. So let's look at some halftime stats. The big one, 247 passing yards for the Eagles. We are assuming that is a halftime record. All of those passing yards are going to Mason Weeks. Now, we also assume 247 yards is a single game receiving record because of how long the Eagles ran the wing T for, and they just never really threw the ball. So we assume that that's a record, but unfortunately, we don't have any kind of stats to back that up.
Hopefully check back next week, and we'll have the confirmation for you. But, yeah, and it's still time, again, as we said earlier, to add to it. I don't know how long that Sequoyah is going to keep their starters in. They might already be planning on playing their backups. We'll see. But, yes, just an explosion for Sequoyah tonight. Desperately needed a game like this. Get some momentum. You mentioned they got to win this game to keep pace in 3A District 4. And Inola Verdigris playing each other. Jay losing right now. They have a chance to tie the series up, although Jay and Inola right now have the tiebreaker head-to-head against Sequoyah.
And I ran into the locker room at halftime and caught up with quarterback Jake Gilbreth. I just asked him a quick question. I said, "How you feeling out there?" He said, "I'm feeling good." And he's playing that way too. So on the return, that ball's dropped and picked up by the Tigers, but they're going to be dropped back down at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that was a mistake by the Tigers return man. See here what happens. We can't see it there, but yeah, it looked like he just didn't get the ball gathered. Another disaster averted. And a holding on top of it.
So that'll back them up. They were going to be at the 19, but back them up 10 more. That's their 8th penalty. And going in reverse before they even have a chance to put it in drive.
Not good for Cleveland, and you see Sequoyah does have their starters in at least on defense to start this half.
That was a half the distance to the goal, so from the 19 to the 10, Carson Taylor entering the backfield. It is a pass, Sullivan out to Edens, and it's dropped. Excuse me, that was Dawson Kelsey. That was the intended target there.
Good play call, play action. And Isaac Cagle actually bid on it. Weeks coming up. I don't know. Maybe Kelsey heard some footsteps.
Now, there are a couple of what you would consider underclassmen to be out there at the moment. Gunnar Allison and Levi Kocius mainly. Here comes Taylor. He takes it. No, it's Sullivan again, and that one is low. Intended for Kelsey again, but couldn't thread it with Derek Cole closing in.
I'm starting to see the young freshman. We saw him throw a pick six that was called back, but still an interception earlier, and then right after complete a 40-yard pass play. And right now he looks a little bit rattled as that one was short-armed.
So 3rd and 10. Sullivan again looking back to his left, now takes off, drug down. No, he stays on his feet. Good job, good effort there by the freshman. He's going to get a first down.
Sequoyah just unable to wrap him up.
A run of 13 yards on 3rd and 10 from the 10-yard line. Check this out.
Yeah, looking downfield, doesn't see anything he likes. The jersey pull actually hurts the Eagles more as Cagle gets knocked down by the defender trying to make the tackle. Or not Cagle, excuse me. I didn't see who that was. But Cagle has to come in and clean up, but not before a first down.
Taylor in motion again. Sullivan passing again, chunking it deep over the middle. That one's tipped and intercepted. Bryson Nichols on the return. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Cuts it back. And brought down inside the 15. The Eagles force their second interception of the night, and Bryson Nichols takes it back down to the 15.
Tip drill, classic tip drill. I'm really actually surprised that Bryson, he had room on the right side, only one guy trailing him from there. But he decides to take it up the middle and still gets a pretty good return out of it.
Nichols recovered a fumble earlier and now an interception. The Eagles have forced 3 turnovers. And we'll start on offense here for the first time this half. And I think we are approaching the running clock territory. Gilbreth takes it himself. Heads over the right side and got only about 3 yards on that one.
Yeah, you said it, Britton. Approaching running clock territory. I mean, both offense and defense firing on all cylinders this game for Sequoyah.
Jake Gilbreth, 5 carries, 12 yards. A quiet night from him on the ground, but of course the big number, 6 of 8 passing, 247 and 3 touchdowns.
Just insane.
And had a 4th touchdown taken off the board because of a holding call.
Right. Just a crazy game going off tonight.
Here he is again on the run. Slipped down and got maybe 2 or 3 more. And Eagle fans, as always, bank first, loyal to Oklahoma and you.
They only gave him 1 on that.
He did slip, so maybe his knee hit down before he almost kind of bounced.
Yeah, it looked like he did try and fall forward to about the 8-yard line, but 3rd down and longer than the Eagles have seen for much of this game.
3rd and 6. Here's a shift trying to get a free 5. Gilbreth passing. Going for Weeks again. That's going to be pass interference all day.
Jaden Wynn, the safety. Number you don't really see at safety all that often, number 68.
Well, it's a weird combination. He's listed as an offensive lineman and a safety. You never see that.
If we could go back to the broadcast angle, though, real quick, there was a Logan Townsend wide open on I think it was a wheel route. You see right here, wide open. But Jake going for Weeks, and why not? He's definitely, you say the hot hand, but Weeks is more like he's just scorching.
So the ball is now at the 6-yard line.
Which is weird. Pass interference, I thought that would be an automatic first down.
I thought it should be. And here is Luke Ryan getting the corner and scoring the touchdown. His 2nd touchdown this season. Everyone getting on the board.
Oh, man, such a fun game for the Eagle offense tonight. Luke Ryan, perfect blocking, able to cut it, bounce it outside, and gets to the corner before anybody could get to him.
And the kick from Weeks is good, 52-14. And again, Eagle fans, on our merchandise website, you can save 20% off on a huge variety of popular styles from brands you know and love. On our Sideline store, that is sideline.bsnsports.com. You can search up Sequoyah for a 72-hour sale, 20% off. Use code FLASH20. And Eagle fans, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Sequoyah Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. And Eagle fans, support your favorite school with the card that donates directly to Sequoyah every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. A deep kick from Mason Weeks this time is hauled in by Cole Edens and trying to get the corner but can't. That was Kessler Austin there on the stop. That was actually Sam Sizemore on the return.
And, you know, underrated right now. Weeks has been doing everything so far this game. What really good tackle by Kessler. But, yeah, Weeks, I mean, he's been doing everything this game, but I've been really impressed with his kicking tonight. He missed the one extra point earlier, but other than that, he's been great. And the kickoffs, I mean, kicking it deep. Just doing a great job.
There was a penalty on the Eagles there. I'm not sure exactly what that was. So that'll move it 15 yards to the 35.
Yeah, some kind of personal foul, but we didn't catch it. But still have most of the starters out on the defense.
Sullivan wasn't ready for the snap. That ball's on the ground. He just has to pick it up. He stays on his feet and is thrown down.
Wyatt Mullins, that was a great tackle because Sullivan was able to make a few guys miss there. Again, another just pre-snap unfortunate mistake by the Tigers. But, yeah, if Mullins wasn't there, Sullivan actually had a lot of room on that left side to run.
So a loss of 11 brings up 2nd and 21. And the Tigers some confusion trying to get lined up, and they have to take a timeout. We've talked about that all night. They run too many things to where they confuse themselves.
Yeah, it's really cost them a lot this game. And you see trying to there's already 3 receivers over on this left side and just confused, didn't know they were supposed to be on the other side, had to run over real quick, and by that time the play clock was already winding down. I understand the concept of wanting to try and confuse a young, inexperienced defense. I mean, it's been a theme all year. Sequoyah is so inexperienced after graduating so many seniors last year. And but Cleveland's been trying this all year, and it just has not worked for them.
And it hasn't looked pretty for them either.
No.
Like, it hasn't really been, like, I mean, you really hate to say it, but, like they haven't looked good.
It's been a struggle for them almost all year. MacArthur going in motion, now 4 receivers on that side.
Sullivan looking the other direction, pump fakes. Mason Weeks, he got him, and it's picked off. Mason Weeks stays on his feet. The 3rd interception for the Eagles tonight. Mason Weeks on the return makes the cut. A big hit from Carson Taylor down at the 23-yard line. The Eagles 4 turnovers tonight. And a great recovery from Weeks here.
Oh, my goodness. He bit on the double move. Able to recover, as you said. The ball was up in the air just a little bit too long. Weeks with continuing his great ball skills at receiver tonight. Does the same thing at defensive back. Oh, my goodness. Have a game, young man. And we do have Alex Decker in the game at running back.
He takes the snap and gets a couple yards.
Decker saw his first action last week, and he actually scored his first career touchdown.
our stunned silence is I got a text message from one of my friends talking about the Bixby game. Of course, Bixby, a 6A1 powerhouse, and looked up the score, and they're up. Oh, that ball's on the ground, and the Tigers fall on it. Cole Edens with the recovery. I couldn't see. I think that was Decker.
Yeah, it was Decker. He lost the ball. That'll happen, you know. The sophomore's only second game of action, and just got swallowed up, and ball got punched out. But yes, well, as we were saying, Bixby, the #1 team in the nation, high school.
According to one of the many outlets, but yes, apparently the #1 team in the nation, up 92-0 on Enid. And that is the final in that game.
Just insane, and we are at a running clock.
Carson Taylor on the carry. Off the left side, and he gets about 5. And up 52-14. Yeah, you would expect a running clock here.
For sure.
I think they gave him 6 on that. But I am curious because I thought it was like a point threshold. So if the Tigers score on this drive, does that mean the running clock is then off?
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Sullivan pump faking, and he's decked. That ball's loose. Who's got it? The Eagles recover. It's picked up. The Eagles score. The Eagles score. Matthew Singer on the recovery. No, Chandler Eagles, excuse me, 36, not 35. And the Eagles, another turnover.
And this one will count for points as the pick 6 taken off the board by a penalty earlier, but this time, oh, look at this sack. Oh, we missed it on that angle, but yeah, just a huge hit. Huge hit on that sack, forcing the ball loose. Weeks in for another PAT. And now a flag. I guess illegal substitution, or
so with that fumble, that counts as negative rushing yards before he lost the ball, right?
Yes.
Where was he behind the line of scrimmage? Was it 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
I think it was at the 23.
So we are going to mark that he lost 6 yards on the run, fumbled, and then recovered by Chandler Eagle for the touchdown.
And that extra point after the penalty missed.
So 58-14. Let's see. It was at the 24. The line of scrimmage was the 29.
So a pump fake twice, and it looked like it was Levi Kocius and Chandler Eagle combining on the sack, and then Eagle able to recover to return it for the touchdown.
So I'm going to say he lost 5 yards before the fumble.
And that was the Eagles' backup defense in. So even the backups making plays this game.
And that's so demoralizing. And we saw it last year in this game too. Whenever your starting varsity team is still giving up fumbles for touchdowns against Sequoiah's junior varsity.
Yeah, it's doesn't do much for your confidence, that's for sure.
And already riding a 5-game losing streak does not help. Here's Weeks again to kick off. Sizemore on the return, making a cut. There's Chandler Eagle on the tackle to clean it up. John Hull got there first. And now it is JV time, it looks like, for the Eagles defensively.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes. Well, it'll probably be 3 minutes by the time we get this snap. But only in the third quarter. It really feels like, I mean, I almost made the mistake earlier of saying it was the fourth quarter again already, but the scoring's all throwing me off. Just what a game. And another pre-snap confusion, had somebody run off the field.
And that is that's another fumble, and it's picked up by the Eagles. Are you kidding me? Austin Prather on the recovery. The Eagles junior varsity making the Tigers JV pay for it. I mean, that's number 17 of the Tigers. We don't have him on our roster, so I don't know who that is. Oh, yes, he's out of order. That's Willie Glasgow, a freshman running back, 5'6", 140 pounds. His number is just out of order here.
I didn't see who forced that fumble, but a great hit, helmet to ball. This is just exactly what Sequoyah needed. After
just a great confidence boost. And he had a good, 6 or maybe 8 yards?
Yeah, I mean, he got past the line of scrimmage pretty well. I would say 6. And that ball's up.
And there's Decker trying to make something out of it, but did lose a few yards there. So we're going to give Glasgow 6 yards before the fumble. Decker now losing about 6, maybe 5. It's kind of, 6 is what they mark it on the scoreboard. So for the Eagles, over nearly 450 yards on the ground, on offense, and there's another touchdown by the Eagles. This one is Kessler Austin, 25 yards.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even, what a fake. I mean, the entire Cleveland defense just went the entire opposite direction.
Untouched.
Oh my goodness. Give credit to the Eagles offensive line for selling on their blocks, obviously down blocking to the right. Completely fooled Cleveland's defense.
And I mean, now we have something you don't see every day, but a backup kicker. That kick is no good. Was that number 9?
Yes.
Cullen Priest on the kick. A freshman. And I think the third quarter is probably going to run out before we get to kick the ball off. And it looks like it will. And I think the Eagles and Tigers will be content to just let it run out to end this quarter.
And there is the third quarter gun.
And actually, well, the referees came and talked to some of the coaches, and they were stepping with a little bit of urgency, so I thought they were maybe coming to talk to the coaches about something. But that is the end of the third quarter. And I think we're just going to let it run on through.
Yeah, it's not much of a quarter break. Immediately going just back out on the kickoff. What a game.
I wonder if they will start the clock before the kickoff.
Priest in for the kickoff now.
The Eagles have 466 yards on offense, 247 on the ground, 219 on the ground, 247 through the air. The Tigers only at 218 offensive yards. And that is so strange. You don't see a lot of teams take a couple steps and then just take a knee. Usually you just fair catch it or go straight to the ground.
Just the way this game has been going for the Tigers.
I mean, 6 turnovers. I don't know. I mean, you've fumbled it on back-to-back possessions. I think before that, you threw interceptions on back-to-back possessions to close out the half. No, excuse me.
To start the half, it has been all turnovers for the Tigers.
Credit for the Eagles to come out and make sure you're able to finish the job. But the Tigers do look like they're playing a bunch of their backups now. And I think another false start. No, an offsides call on the Eagles. So make it 1st and 5. The Eagles now 8 penalties for 95 yards. Sheesh. Tigers 9 penalties for 58 yards. So just kind of a dirty football game.
A lot of the Eagles' penalties have been the 10 or 15-yard variety, though.
Here's a handoff and a big hit by Austin Prather. Handoff goes to Anthony Hallmark, a junior running back.
Burton having to go deep in the rosters to pull names now.
I think this is the deepest we've had to go into our rosters that we have taped up here. My actual spot boards are pretty much useless at this point because everyone's playing their backups. That ball's high, and they called it dead.
Yeah, the Eagles are lining up off sides. You could kind of see it. For the Eagles, it's Tristan Vineyard. I mean, he's lining up literally on the ball. I don't know.
And here he comes to talk with Coach Jackson. Oh, okay. It was they blew it dead for another offsides call. So a free 1st down.
And that's a break for the Tigers, too.
That ball's again over the head of their backup quarterback. That ball's still loose and finally able to recover.
I thought the disaster was averted for the Tigers by that penalty, but they do the literally exact same thing.
I mean, that's their backup quarterback in. He wasn't able to fall on it. Their running back, no, it was fine. Yeah, their running back, I think that was Hallmark that was able to fall on it.
Well, no, they blew it dead before anybody actually had possession.
Because they thought Hallmark had it. So we're going to give it credit to him for losing 18 yards on the play. Here's the backup quarterback. I don't have the name just yet. A great tackle by John Hull. That backup quarterback is Cade Brimmer, number 8. And he got...
It was number 89 on the catch, but we do not have an 89 on our roster.
So that goes for 5. Yeah, we do not have an 89 on the roster. But he gets 5 yards, whoever he is. 3rd and 23. From bad to worse for the Tigers. That's a bobbled snap and wrapped up in the backfield. Chandler Eagle throws him down.
Big game for Chandler Eagle. What an impact.
Let's take a look.
Just throwing him down.
Who even was that on the carry? I couldn't see.
I think it was 89 again. But Dwight Inkler also there to clean up to get the half sack with Eagle.
If you say so, we'll give number 89 a mysterious -5 yards. The Eagles, no punt returner deep. Just electing to let this one bounce. And now for Sequoyah, I mean, you never really want to disrespect your opponent, but you and I both know that 70 points is on these players' minds. Because you never see that, especially at just the type of ball that Sequoyah plays to just chew up the clock and minimize possessions. You never really see it, and you never see the opportunity. And, of course, everyone wants to go and
everyone wants to put the most amount of points on the board as they can. Here's Decker.
Decker making a cut and brought down after a gain of about 4.
But my favorite coach of all time, Jimmy Johnson, when he was coaching at Miami, and Miami was running up the score on like Notre Dame and those kinds of teams, like big powerhouse teams, running up the score on them during their national championship years, he used to say, I'm just running my offense. You guys have to stop me.
That's one thing to play Notre Dame. It's another thing to play 1-5 Cleveland, Oklahoma. There's a flag that's down. Santee Fottenberry on the carry on that one.
It's going to be another hold on Sequoyah, so penalties are still kind of an issue, but this is the JV team. It's a little bit more excusable here.
I would say so, but that is 10 penalties for 110 yards.
And new quarterback, Lyric Prater, excuse me.
And Decker again. No gain on that play.
Decker trying to get something going, just unable to. Cleveland trying to get these backups off the field.
3rd and 14. It's Austin, and he's got room. He might go. He's got space. It's a foot race. Can he outrun the varsity of Cleveland? And he's down inside the 20.
Austin on that same play again. Cleveland falls for it.
That's a run of 46. And with that, the Eagles go over 500 yards of offense.
Oh, my goodness.
And, I mean, I said it. This team, you can kind of tell with that play, they want to score one more, especially for the JV. Here's Decker again, drug down from behind after 3 or 4. I think they gave him 4 on that play.
And I think we reiterated it so much last year whenever guys like Bryson Nichols as a freshman would come in late in games. It is so huge for the backup guys to score. It gives them so much confidence, and it's so great for team morale.
Well, we had mentioned Jake Gilbreth and Mason Weeks. Their one touchdown reception was in this game last year, and I want to say Bryson Nichols scored in this game as well. That was Fontenberry again. Give him a yard. Maybe 2. 3rd and 4 from the 16. Approaching 3 minutes to go.
And I don't know. I mean, do you do that same play with Kessler Austin?
I probably would.
It's worked twice.
Let's see what they do. Here's Decker headed out toward the right. He's going to get close to a first down. A flag is down.
Oh, look at that fight.
That might actually be a horse collar tackle.
I mean, he dragged the defender that was...
You should be able to see it really well here. Right there. And it is a hold against the Eagles.
Yeah, he did grab his back, not all the way to the back of the shoulder pads. But, I mean, Decker, great job staying on his feet to fight for those extra yards. But, unfortunately, another hold. It's going to set the Eagles back again. And time running out. I doubt we see anything trying to get into the end zone here.
Well, I mean, you can't punt it. So, I mean, they're going to probably go for 4-down territory. It's not like they're going to kick a field goal.
Right. I wouldn't count on a big shot play here, but you never know, and it looks like they're going that offset formation.
Here's Fontenberry again. He's got some space over the left side, spinning, staying on his feet, and he gets about 6. So it'll be 4th and 9 with 1 minute and 40 seconds. And there's an injured Tiger on the play, which, of course, in a game like this, you never want to see.
No, not at all. That's the last thing you want to see. Hopefully, you'd rather everybody just get out healthy, but...
That's Xander Lazier. He's able to walk off on his own. Might have just gotten rolled up on there. And the clock is running. The referees are signaling for Sequoyah to get back out on the field. They do, by technicality, have to continue to run plays. It is 4th and 9. 1:15 to go. I know the players probably want 70 just to say that they scored 70.
Yes, but 4th down and long.
But, I mean, even if you get the first down, they probably don't have to run another play. That ball was low, and on the run is Lyric Prater, and he gets stuffed. A bad play from the start. And the Tigers will take over. And I don't think they have to run any plays. They might have to run one. Maybe. It just depends on whenever they start running the play clock. We're down to 40 seconds.
Well,
they still haven't started the play clock. Tigers are running a man on late. And now the play clock has started, and now they don't have to run a play if they so choose. Are we just going to stand here for the next 15 seconds? Let's see. It doesn't look like they're going to run a play.
Yeah, they're content with just taking it to the end of the game.
And that will do it. The final score tonight. Your Eagles 64, Cleveland Tigers 14. An absolutely dominating performance from the Eagles, forcing 6 turnovers. And what a show from Jake Gilbert and Mason Weeks. 247 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think, no, 3 touchdowns, excuse me. And the Eagles 530 total yards on the night. And just a dominating start to finish, total dominance.
Mason Weeks, player of the game for sure. Offensively and defensively, came up big, but honestly, both sides, the entire team on both sides of the ball came up big. I mean, start the game, 44-yard touchdown, force a punt. Bryson Nichols, 45 yards to the house, interception, field goal. And then Cleveland finally able to get on the board with a 1-yard touchdown after a 40-yard pass. And then the 1-yard touchdown for Bryson Nichols. Big play on that as well during that drive. And then 1-yard touchdown for Cleveland, and that was their final points of the night. After that, all Sequoyah. You got a 67-yard Mason Weeks touchdown. And then a fumble recovery by the Eagles. And then 79-yard touchdown for Mason Weeks. Force a punt, 5-yard touchdown for Logan Townsend. Start of the next half, interception for Bryson Nichols. 6-yard touchdown for Luke Ryan. Mason Weeks with the interception, and then a fumble on both sides. Both sides fumble, but Sequoiah's fumble recovery led to a Chandler Eagle touchdown after a great sack. And then another forced fumble, 25-yard touchdown for Mason Weeks. And then punt, end of game.
So we'll take a look at some final stats real quick. And, I mean, you can see it there. Sequoyah didn't pass the ball in the second half, and they got about 100 yards on the ground in the second half, but 530 total yards and obviously 6 turnovers.
Yeah, just huge game. Great comeback now from the Eagles after a rough couple of weeks.
Well, that'll do it for our show tonight, everybody. 64-14, the final score. Again, make sure you like the live stream, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at SEQ1 Athletics. The next game is next Friday when it's homecoming, when the Cassia Hall Commandos come into town. 64-14, the final score tonight. We will see you then.